I can't help but think about the time I had to build everything manually. I had to build my network, basically my infrastructure, your hardware, your racks, your firewalls, your gateways, your routers, your switches, your cables, your network cards, your power. Yeah, physical stuff. And on top of my physical stuff, I was dealing with storage and network and compute resources, of course. And on top of that would be essentially where my applications were. My apps, you know what I'm saying? My development environment, everything would be sitting on that. So this whole building of infrastructure, building of the storage network and the compute resources, building applications on top and giving people access. When we moved to the cloud, essentially my headaches and my problems didn't really go away. They were compounded, weren't they? Because now I had to build them virtually. This is where Azure Resource Manager templates come into the picture. So where do ARM templates help you? Isn't that what you're wondering? Where do they help you? Well, here's the thing. I create a template, basically my JSON code. Really not much of a code. It's a script. I can use that ARM template, which is essentially my JSON environment, my JSON script, and I can issue my resources within Azure to be deployed. I can even link my ARM templates to other templates and essentially build out entire resources very rapidly. These ARM templates in these environments, and ARM as a whole, is really template driven, is declarative, multi-service, multi-region, is extensible. Well, here's the thing. When I deploy things manually, what do I end up doing? The manual creation and deployment of anything is error prone, is it not? I'm sure you have experienced it more times than you can count. Errors galore. Do you really want errors in production? The answer is no. When I build out a particular environment with X number of storage, compute, network resources, with a kind of application services, web services, maybe my database environments, my IP requirements, my connectivity, whatever the case may be, I can design an entire what would be referred to as a software-defined data center, SDDC, utilizing an ARM template. Yes, it's automation at its finest. The other great thing about this is once I create an ARM template, I can, label it whatever I choose it to be labeled, and then I can deploy it from my test dev environment over to my QA environment, over to my production environment, utilizing the same template. So I don't have to rework anything over and over again manually by any means. So what is an ARM template? Well, ARM template, Azure, and the provisioning of resources. You are giving Azure a command via a template. You're automating things, aren't you? You're essentially saying that my template has resources I want to provision. So you can have separate resources. For example, you can have a VM template, a web template, and a database template, and each one of them provisioning different resources. Maybe it can provision to different resource groups or to the same resource group. However you choose, you're providing Azure a template, which is essentially a command letting Azure know what you want to provision and where you want to provision it. In addition to doing it this way, where you're provisioning one resource at a time, as you can see, you can have a parent template that is linked to a nested templates to provision all of these resources in the same resource group. Imagine the power you have with the ability to nest. So Azure Resource Manager templates, you are providing Azure instructions to provision resources in Azure. You can create resources with templates that are individual, such as this web and VM and database template. Or you can create one template, link them with other templates that provision resources simultaneously. This is the ultimate in automation, in provisioning, helping you provision your software-defined data center with minimal, if any, errors, because you would have tested the template, provisioned the template, allowing you to work seamlessly. ARM templates.